Hello everyone, Natalie here. This is my channel Wanderlust and Frost, where I talk about all things hiking and backpacking related, and where I'll be vlogging my upcoming through hike of the CDT. In this video, I'm going to share a little hiker hack with you all. 10 uses for the buff. Everyone's got one, but does everyone know how many uses there are for it? A headband, number one. We all know that one, everyone does that one. So let's move on to number two. Number two, a face covering. Now this is again one that I think all of you out there already use the buff for in snowy, rainy, windy conditions to kind of block your face or even to cover your face from the sun. But this year, more than most, it's even more important to use it as a face covering because COVID is still real. Right, number three, I think is a pretty cool one. This buff can become a beanie. I know. That's crazy. Pull it inside out, like that. Put your hands inside, twist it 2, 3, 4 times, and then pop that bit over there, and you've got yourself a beanie. Okay, number four, use your buff as a cloth to wipe the inside of your tent and the condensation that collects in there. We've all had those nights on trail where you wake up and it's just damp as hell. Fold it into a little cloth, wipe down the condensation, saves you from having to carry an extra cloth or designated towel just for that. The next one I'm going to share with you is pretty great, and it's something I'm genuinely quite proud of for discovering. Are you ready for this? Number 5. This is a boob tube top made out of my buff. It's not even made out of my buff, I've just put it on as a top. It's the perfect solution to those laundry days when everything's in the wash and you're thinking, what am I going to wear if everything's in the machine being laundered? Just sport one of these bad boys. It's comfy, and let's face it, it's pretty fashionable. If bars were open, I'd probably wear this out, to be honest. Another use for the buff is a hair tie or hair bobble if you're from England. I recently chopped all my hair off, so I'm not even sure if this is going to work, but for those of you out there with longer hair, want to scrape it out of your face when hiking, just use it as a hair tie. That doesn't really work because my hair is so short, but it does work, I promise you. Give it a go. Next up is using your buff as an eye mask for when you go to bed. I used to always carry one of these on trail because I need a good night's sleep, so I'd have an eye mask and I'd have my earplugs. I ditched this and replaced it with this. It's just a great, comfy alternative to carrying an eye mask, and it really does work. I sleep soundly with this on and my earplugs in. I'm just all cocooned, and it's lush. Someone's hoovering upstairs and it is really annoying. Next up is using your buff as a pillowcase. So for those of you out there who maybe aren't wanting to carry a pillow, you can use your stuff sack, whichever stuff sack you have. This here is my Z-Packs stuff sack. It's normally used for my sleeping bag, but obviously at night time it will be empty. So what I do is I stuff it with all the clothes that I'm not needing that night. Maybe my puffy, maybe, you know, extra t-shirt, socks, whatever it is. Close it up. There's your pillow. It's not going to be the most comfortable as it is, so what I like to do is put my buff on it as a pillowcase. And there you have it, a cosy pillow. Now that is so much more comfortable to put your face on. I know, it's genius, isn't it? Another great use is, I like to use this buff as a placemat when I'm eating inside my tent. So once you've cooked in your pot, if you want to rest it down on the tent floor, and this is still hot, that could be an issue. So I just like to fold my buff up, put it between the tent floor and my pot, and it acts as just extra bit of protection because you don't want to melt a hole into your tent floor. That would be a disaster, and we don't want disasters in trail. Last but not least, this is my 10th use of the buff. It's a way of replacing maybe hiking in a sun hoodie. I do like hiking in a sun hoodie with a cap on top so that it blocks all angles of my face, particularly in the desert sections, but this could replace that. So you pop it over your head like that so it kind of covers the side. You can pop your cap on top. It's going to block a lot of the sun out of your face, which is ideal. That's what we want. Also, you'll just look really cool, which is great. Well, that's it for my hiker hack, 10 uses of the buff. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope some of those tips and tricks come in useful for some of you on trail. If you did enjoy this video, please do make sure to like and subscribe just below. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again everyone, and happy trails.